Thank you for joining me today to watch my short video tutorial on how to install Weber lumber wallboards. Say that 10 times fast. I'm going to go over the supplies that I used, how to determine how much product you're going to need, and the installation process itself. Installation of these boards is fairly easy, and it's a fairly inexpensive way to make a huge impact in a space. The boards are available at your local Home Depot for $25 a box. So let's get started on the video and I'll see you back here in a few. The first step in any DIY project is knowing how much product you need. So we're going to measure the square footage of this wall that I'm going to put the wallboards on right here. And to do that, measure your height, which I'm about 39 inches, and I'm starting above the baseboard since that's where I want my wallboards. And then our width is about 112 inches. That puts us at just over 30 square feet for this project. You always want to account for 10% extra in scraps. Each of their boxes cover about 10.5 square feet per box, so we're going to need 4 boxes for this project. Once you receive your products, which is my 2 boxes of wallboards, I'm doing the white this time, the whitewash ones. I gather my outside supplies, so you're going to need a miter saw for cutting them down, and you want to stagger them, which I'll show you as we go, and then safety goggles, a pencil to mark the boards, and your tape measure. So these are all the supplies that I'll be using outside, and we'll go inside and I'll show you what I've got in there. The supplies I've gathered inside are a stud finder. You need to figure out where the studs are because that's how we're going to adhere the boards to the wall. I don't use nail glue. I found that the boards are light enough that just nailing them into the studs works just fine and they don't move. A air compressor, and then my nail gun attached to that, and then of course any screwdrivers you need to take off any sockets. And then later I'm going to have to get the jigsaw out to jig around the socket there so we can attach that outlet back on there. After you've gathered all of your supplies, you're going to need to mark the studs on the wall because that's how you're going to adhere the wallboards to the wall. So grab your stud finder, and I tried to make my mark in the middle of where this is beeping so that as you go down, you can try to keep your nails lined up in the wall, and you're just going to go across the whole wall and keep marking where your studs are. Next, you'll grab a couple boards, and you want to make sure to find 2 that are similar in width so that it makes the boards above it line up properly when you're adhering these to the wall. So now that we've got our studs marked and we've got our first 2 boards picked out, I like to see how it fits against the wall before I start nailing anything because some of the boards are bowed. So for instance, this one is kind of bowed out in the middle. I would rather nail this in with the bow this way as opposed to these sides coming out. It just puts more pressure on the board and the nails if you do that. So I'll get my air compressor going up to about 80 psi, and then I'll start nailing these in the wall. Now is where cutting comes into play because we have this side here that's not gonna take a full board. So this one measures at 15.5 inches, so we'll have to go outside and do some cutting. Now that I've got that measured, I need to make a cut. So I did cut it. It's a little bit too long still, so I've got a little bit to cut off here. And we'll just get that lined up, and then we'll give it another test run inside. Next board, I'm going to have to use the jigsaw to cut out this outlet here. It covers up to about here. So measure just on the inside of this outlet because you want the cover to cover it once you're done. So I've measured that and marked it on my board, and I'm going to go outside and use the jig to jig that out now. So what I did here was I need to notch this out so I can get the jig in there. So I'm gonna try to make as much space here as I can so I can start cutting this way. Now we've got our notch for the outlet, so we'll give it a test on the wall. I hope you guys found that video helpful. If you happen to have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me through my website, which is cghomeinteriors.com. Go to the Contact Us tab and you can shoot me an email through there and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.